in remembrance of why I'm here, my mission, and what I'm here to do, is all congealed into a beautiful, beautiful life. A life of absorbing and knowing and understanding and remembering and loving. And in all of this, Jesus was always there for me. And in my understanding of my walks with Him, He has conveyed to me a message to give to everyone. That we are all beautiful, that we are all made of joy, and that we are all one soul experiencing in individual bodies. And what does that mean? Well, when you look at the whole picture of Christianity, and Christianity being a word made up by mankind, and the understanding of Jesus' walk, Yeshua ben Joseph. He was a man, and he was also God. And that is the teachings of Christianity. But through the centuries, there are many Christians that have forgotten one thing. One very, very important aspect of Jesus' walk. Probably the most important aspect in all of it. And that is the aspect that Jesus came to live the life that we were to live. That is the life. That is why He died. We are to live as He lived. And let's put it all into context. He taught us that the kingdom was within us. And if the kingdom is within us, that is where God dwells. So we are also a fractal and a piece of God. Incarnate. God knew our names before we were even born. We were always with God. We are not of this world. We are the salt of the earth. And so, we look at it and we think about it. We are also a piece of God. We are Jesus' brothers and sisters. He tried to teach us this. He wanted to teach us this. But He died and we worshipped Him. We looked upon Him as the only way. And when He ascended, in the fashion that He did, He told us that He would send a Spirit to us. And this Spirit we call the Holy Spirit. So we built idols, we built crosses, we built so much of it to worship this one individual man and God. Jesus has a message for everyone. He wants to let you all know He is alive and well in all of us. That the Holy Spirit that was sent back was a remembrance. The Spirit of remembrance. This is the Holy Spirit. This is the power and the glory. The remembrance that we are also a fractal and a piece of God. We are the same essence that Jesus Christ is made of. We are in essence all the Son of God. And the Christ consciousness that people speak of this day is the same consciousness that Christ had within him. Because in his understanding and his birth into this world, he came into this world with remembrance of the Christ consciousness. That was something that we had forgotten. He came to remind us that we are also a fractal and a piece of God, that our soul is one with God, that we are all one. And there is only one spirit and one soul moving in the mind of God. And that soul that is birthed into this world is Christ consciousness. We've always had it. We just forgotten we had it within us. We are all one soul. Jesus Christ and all the beautiful spirits that walked upon this planet, that understood and came into remembrance, also had the Christ consciousness in them. They just came into remembrance of it. And the Holy Spirit that was sent was the spirit of remembrance. It took 2,000 years for the Spirit to do its job, but it is complete. And when Jesus Christ told us that we would see him again, this is what he meant. He didn't mean flesh and blood. It has always been about spirit. It has always been about the unseen God, the Creator. And so I tell you this day, that Jesus Christ will return in all of his glory. And so he has. We are in the day of his return. We are living in his return this very day, this very moment. And what does that mean? That means that Christ consciousness is awake and alive in individuals this day, in thousands upon thousands upon thousands of human bodies. Because that is what we dwell in. That is what the Son of God dwells in this day. Human bodies, us. In essence, awakened souls are the return of Christ. We remember. We have come into this knowledge because we have chose to go within, just as Christ told us. He asked us to go within. This is where we would find him. This is where we meet on even ground and see him in all of his glory. Jesus Christ, Christ consciousness. He lived the parable. He was the living parable of now. That is the message. And this year, 2020, it's going to be booming in all of us. All of us that are awake in all of our glory to bring this message to the world, that we are all one, and God is alive and well, and we are living in heaven, and we are going to transform it. You just watch us. I love you all. Rejoice. The time is at hand.